Welcome to the Calmer Self podcast. I'm Nadine. Join me to learn how to connect with the calmer version of yourself. I'll share with you my tips and coping strategies for reducing feelings of stress, overwhelm and guilt so that you can live a productive life with ease and joy. And there'll be inspiration from other wellbeing therapists, experts in relaxation and fellow calm crusaders. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to my Calmer Self podcast. And today I have the total pleasure of talking to Meena Puri. Now, Meena is an Ayurvedic practitioner. She is an author, which we're going to find out about your books in a minute, aren't we? A yoga teacher and a spiritual counsellor. So welcome, Meena. It's lovely to chat to you today.
Thank you so much, Nadine. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It's wonderful, isn't it? I've got to ask you first of all, I don't know if I pronounced it properly, Ayurvedic practitioner, but I'm not 100% certain what that is. And I know it's quite varied, isn't it? So could you perhaps explain to me and to everyone else what that actually entails?
Sure. One of the ways I explain people how to pronounce it is Ayurveda. Ayurveda, because I am. Anyways.
There you go. That makes it
so it's Ayurveda.
Thank you.
So when you translate the word Ayurveda, it really means science of life. And it's science of life. It's very it's the umbrella of all natural medicine, but it also goes to the deepest root cause of what causes imbalance, disharmony between mind, body, and spirit, and what makes humans sick, and what can we do about it. So it's the myth is many times people think that Ayurveda is herbal medicine.
Yeah.
Herbs are part of Ayurveda, just like prescription is part of the Western medicine, but probably the most important and the only part. Herbs are a part of Ayurveda, but like a very small part. So when we're talking about science of life, we really are looking at consciousness. Mm-hmm. We're looking at, it's a study of getting to know yourself, in the process, raising the level of your consciousness. So we infuse that consciousness into everything we do, into what we say, into our relationships, into how we interact with the environment, into how do we create community. So in that way, nothing is really missed that is part of your health and can affect your health. Because the truth is everything affects our health.
Yeah.
Right? And our health in turn affects everything else. Because if we are not, if we're not healthy, if we're not aligned in mind, body, and spirit, it's going to show up in everything we do.
Yeah.
So there's two main distinctions. One is in the Western model, health is considered as lack of symptoms. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people have no physical symptoms, yet they're very unhappy.
Yeah.
Or they're anxious, or they're just lost, or overwhelmed, or unfulfilled. And when you look in the world today, that kind of symptom-free, unhealthy people are everywhere.
Yeah,
okay,
that's a good phrase, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and a second distinction is the Western model is matching a medicine to the symptom.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So if we are going to use the Western model in the Ayurveda, then many people think it's, Ayurveda is the non-drug drug. Mm-hmm. I'll take herbs instead. But that's just, it's really meaningless, because in Ayurveda, everything is medicine. Your food is medicine. Yeah. Your sleep is medicine. Your lifestyles are medicine. Your past that needs to be healed is also medicine. Once you heal, it is the medicine.
Yeah, you're right.
And so it really is going to the root cause of disease. And the root cause of disease is energy.
Yes. Yeah.
right? And because it's energy, people don't understand energy. They think, what is it? Actually, so that's where a lot of the work is. Because when we talk about, we have to change, we have to have better habits so we can eat better, so it can affect our health in a better way. But how do we change those habits? It's not because we don't know what to do. The struggle is we know what to do, but we still don't do it. So where's that gap?
Yeah.
That's where our subconscious comes up. That's all energetic. It's all our experiences at the energetic level that we have not healed. It's our beliefs. Well, what forms our beliefs? Our experiences create the beliefs. Mm-hmm. And then, then to know that, we actually can revise our beliefs. They're not here forever. We can update them.
Yeah.
Right. So the work is so deep, but it's also very clear. When I'm working with the clients, it's very clear to them. They're able to connect the dots. Oh my God, my 19-year-old, when I was doing this and that happened, they're still playing in my life through my child or through my mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. And, now I know how that manifested in the physical symptom. So now that's medicine to me. That's how we treat people. It's a whole picture. You cannot treat people, here's your symptom, or I'm just going to talk, the psycho talk, the psychotherapy. Well, what about the food that they're eating? What about that they're not sleeping late at night? What about they keep on picking and getting involved in the wrong relationships? What if they're dissatisfied in their work, in their career? What if they haven't found a purpose? Mm-hmm. So holistic means whole, W-H-O-L-E, whole person. Yeah. A whole person is their physical body. We have our mind, we think, we feel. We have bigger connections, their spirituality, we have energy. So we have to look at the human being as a whole at each layer, each aspect of their being. Yeah. So when clients are working with me, on one hand, I'm telling them, okay, we need to tweak this, tweak that, and let me do some therapy, figure out why your shoulder keeps on hurting. I, offer yoga therapy tools. But then what's really going on? So then it's really the counseling, the deeper work, the meditations, the digging deep, the tools and techniques that I use. It's a conversation, it's deep listening, it's getting to know what's going on with them. So there's a lot of intuitive skills that are needed. So it's the ability for the practitioner to fine tune, to be able to see beyond the symptoms, to be able to listen beyond the words. Yes. Yeah. So that's the whole picture, and that's what I do.
Yeah. So for me, that's it's quite intuitive, it sounds to me, that and obviously from your wealth of experience.
It is intuitive, but it's not as foreign as some people may think. Yes. And, and the diagnostics are, instead of taking people's x-rays and blood reports, although I do use that, I get them, get your blood workup done and show me the x-ray. So I look at the results, but, we're doing a pulse diagnosis. It's not a medical pulse. It's a pulse that I can, it's again, fine tuning my instrument. Yeah. What's happening on the surface layer? What organ is it affecting? What tissue layer is it affecting? What's happening at the energetic? What's happening with your deep reserves? Then the tongue diagnosis, facial, postural, how they move, the minute they are in front of me, I am diagnosing them.
Yes, exactly. With bringing all your skills and your knowledge into play.
So it's really, you actually, humans are more intelligent than a blood report or an x-ray. Yeah. We can't, and that's what I'm always kind of dumbfounded at the medical world, that they just keep looking at those numbers. Well, those are quantitative measures. There's qualitative stuff that has a huge role to play, if not bigger than the numbers. It's totally missed because they don't know how to x-ray it.
Yes, yeah. I
You
think
can't
that's
X-ray somebody's trauma.
no, exactly, and their deep emotions and what's going on. And I think you
And
said it
that's
earlier.
what's running the show.
Exactly, you're absolutely right. I mean, I think people are opening up to this, but I mean, what you're talking about has been going on for forever, hasn't it? But we've
Yes.
along the way, I think we've lost it a little bit, haven't we? And things take
Yeah.
over. But you're absolutely right. It's like everything that's happened in your life has shaped how you are now. And I think the other thing to remember as well is that we are always healing. Where our body heals naturally. You know, we are healing. We are capable of healing. We just need to have a bit of support sometimes, and obviously you offer that, don't you? But it's that connection as well with the physical and the emotional.
Exactly, and that's why, you know, my practice isn't called Ayurvedic Health Center.
No.
It's called Ayurvedic Healing Center.
Yeah.
This is a huge difference. That healing is such a deep. Healing is becoming who you are, becoming the pure light and love that you come from. When you can connect with that, body will follow.
Yeah.
But when you don't connect with that and pretend that you're just body, you're just a head running around, no amount of surgery, medications, or whatever it is that you do is going to do the job, because you're not created that way. We're not created separate pieces of, you know, apart. We are part of the whole.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah, and I love that it's a healing center, and where you said it's totally holistic, isn't it? And I really think that is the key, isn't it? Exactly what you say. You know,
so it's not possible for me to. People come to me with, though I have got eating disorder. It's not useful for the client for me to tell them, well, eat this, that way. Of course. But it's an eating disorder. It's a relationship with the food that they have. It's driven by something deeper, much deeper, psychological. If we don't address that, throwing the book on them is really nonsense. They can read the book.
Exactly. You can pop a pill, can't you? But it's not necessarily the answer, is it?
So you know, people are whole. They have a story, and the story dots connect.
Yes.
People don't know, and when you connect the dots for them, they're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it must be that. Yeah,
I just understood something after 30 years.
Yeah, you must get that a lot. It must be so rewarding to see
in
that
every practice,
moment when they get it.
And you think this would take forever because the deep work I do, it doesn't.
No,
because you know, when the correct information is there and we understand it, then it doesn't need to take decades or even years.
Yeah, it's probably simpler than people think, isn't it?
For simple, people work with me in a number of months, and they get somewhere. They're like, okay, this is making sense.
Yeah. And the people that come to you, are they coming to you quite often for a physical symptom, or do you get a mixture of people come for emotional things, or what kind of people come to you?
It's both. So many times people come to me when they have knocked at every door.
Yeah.
And they're not getting anywhere. So sometimes people will come to me, well, I've got this asthma for all my life. I can't breathe. I get stressed out. I get, rushed to the emergency, etc. Or I have hypertension, or I keep on getting this skin rash where I don't know what's coming from, or I have weight gain, or I have digestive issues, or respiratory issues, or they want a second opinion, or they want support for some of the most terminal illnesses that are like cancer or diabetes, but they want, I don't treat that, but I give them a lot of supportive work that they do with me. So many times people come for the physical, but somewhere deeper they know it's not just the physical. And I looked at them and I said, you realize that you didn't just come for hypertension. And I said, because, I get funny there's nowhere, that I say I treat hypertension. I go, do you realize that this is what you came to me for? So sometimes a symptom gives them a little excuse. Or sometimes people just come to me because they have, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, fear, relationship issues. They're waking up and with aches and pains, chronic fatigue, things that you just cannot pop a pill and expect it to do anything.
Definitely, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
different approach, and like you say, I think people probably do know deep down, don't they? But they're
They
not
do.
sure.
So
Yeah.
so when they come with me, it doesn't matter what they come with me, they know that I'm going to go deep, because I really can't help them unless we get to the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So that's what so they, they're very open to it because it makes sense. And most importantly, they get the results.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. It must be such a joyous thing to do. Now we mentioned earlier that you're an author. Now, what is it? Two books, is it, that you've got?
Yeah, you know what? I published my first book in 2018. It became the #1 bestseller because it used to be a big deal to be a #1 bestseller. So I did it.
It is.
And so this is my book here. It's kind of like my signature book. I put put my heart and soul into it, and healing your relationship with food. But it's about food, and it's not about food. You learn a lot about Ayurveda here, consciousness, and why do we have the struggle with food to begin with.
Yeah.
I like to start with why. It's my tendency to dig deep.
Yes.
I can be a pain in the butt with the doctor. They don't like me. Just because I like to dig deep. Like I like to know what, where, how. I like to understand it. So that's the first book. And my second book, it should be available end of day today or tomorrow.
Oh,
it's
exciting.
Called Wake Up and Heal.
Wake Up and Heal. Lovely. 6 steps.
So I'm not necessarily doing anything to make it the #1 bestseller. Whatever. So that's the book, and it was inspired by the pandemic. And it should be available in Amazon within a day of today.
Brilliant. So Wake Up and Heal. I love that, because that says to me, it's like, this awakening, because people need to, and that must be what you're giving people that come to you.
What I am. I'm like, when it sounded like I'm being bossy, like wake up and heal. So then I explained it, and I said, it's the call of the times. Look at the times we are living in. So the ask of our times is that we wake up and heal.
Yeah.
When we're not waking up, look at what's happening in the world, right? Waking up is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But sleeping, but remaining asleep is maybe comfortable, but we're not getting anywhere.
This is the thing, isn't it? It's that kind of the pain that it creates, physical and emotionally. It is what you're saying there, is that wake up. You can wake up from it. You can change, if you like. Wake up and heal is just
I think
it's a powerful title, actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Especially this time is catalyzing the healing in such a big way, and it would be such a waste to not pay attention. It's really we are here to evolve and grow. And if we kind of close our eyes and live in oblivious awareness, it's nice, but we're going to come back to do the same old.
This is the thing, isn't it? It's nice, but sort of up to a point, isn't it? And we can push things away. It's classic, isn't it? Push things away until they don't want to be pushed away anymore. And like you say, what we've been through, all of us, the last couple of years, it has changed things, hasn't it? And a lot of people are, maybe
I think a lot of people are questioning.
They are questioning, right?
And it's like a pause. That's what I talk about. Is that there's a pause. They're having, I put it in the British way. I have a friend who's from England, and I said, here's an opportunity to have another think.
I love that.
Because she always will tell me, she goes, let me have a think. And I said, okay, I'm going to put it like that.
Yeah, let me have a think about it. Yeah, can I think about it and come back to you? Yeah, very British.
Yeah, it's very British. I'm going to have another think.
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it? It is that. I mean, that to me, that's a bit of a delaying tactic. I'll have a think about it. But it is, what you're saying there is like wake up. You're giving someone permission, aren't you, to wake up, and that means you can heal. So it's quite positive, isn't it? To actually.
Yeah, no, it is. It is so positive. I think. I mean, I insist on finding something positive and good.
Yes.
When the clients come to me, it's not like, oh, what's wrong with you? And it's just like, no. I build, because that's where their excitement or their courage is going to come. So I'm like, look, you've already done this, and that. And I don't, at the end of it, I take the whole intake and I put the paper down and I'm like, so what do you think is going on? Because they know.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting.
I go, what do you think is going on? So I like to pull them out. I like the answers to be pulled out of them to give them an opportunity. In the process, it helps me get to know them better. They get to know themselves better.
And really making them think, because it is that.
It's just really, it's our ability to think and the fact that we can really think any other way.
Yeah.
So why not think in a way that's going to uplift me? It's free.
This is the thing, isn't it? Like you say, it's not focusing so much on what's wrong with you.
No.
But let's look at what's
on it.
What's
I insist on finding the good. I insist on finding the good in no matter what.
Because it's always there.
And
it's always there.
It's always there. It's always there. It's like our gratitude guy. It's always there. And I do it for selfish reasons because it picks me up. It helps me feel better. I love being happy. I love having energy. I love being upbeat. So I find reasons, things to be happy and upbeat about.
Yeah. You're so right, aren't you? Because we can get so caught up in that not feeling well and not focusing on the down bit. And it does drag you down, doesn't it? And it's that vicious circle then, isn't it? You can't get out of it very easily. But
look, the shit is happening in the world. Shit was always happening in the world, and yes, it's much more so, and I talk about that, but we always have a choice, and it's about where does your power lie. It's simply about what makes you feel better. If I can think in a way that helps me feel better, and I'm not paying anything for it, I have a tool, I can get pretty practical, then why won't I use it?
Exactly.
Why won't I use that tool? It's mine.
Exactly. You might as well, whatever's going on, you might as well feel good, and we can do that in our minds, can't
we?
Exactly. We are that powerful. We're so powerful, aren't we?
We are very powerful, actually. That's the thing. And the thing is, I tell people, I said, the scary part for many people is actually, you got the solutions. And I'm like, no, actually, you have the solutions. I'm going to show you where they are. And your world could totally change. And so, there's the fear of, oh my God, I'm actually happy. Now what? Because that comes with a big responsibility.
Yes. And I would imagine if people have,
I'm like, there's a cost to staying asleep.
Yes.
And there's a responsibility for waking up. There's no free lunch.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Once people realize actually it's in their hands as much as anything, then that does come with quite a heavy responsibility, doesn't it? So again, that's something that they need to adjust to maybe. And I'm sure, again, you support people with that because that's a change.
Absolutely. And I think, I would just, when something is coming from your heart and it lines up with you, it naturally fires you up.
Yes.
So the difference is, like, I was in the corporate world as a CA, chartered accountant, manager of finance, working with the mail and the whole culture. And we had a Brazilian company. I had plants and I was running the show. After a while, I'm like, this is such nonsense. These are man-made rules. It's the same thing over and over again. I don't want to do it anymore. I got saturated. There was nowhere for me to go. It's not like I read management books late at night and could really sink my teeth into it. It was like, oh my God, right? Like, these are man-made things. I've done it. Somebody else needs to do it. I don't want to do it. So as opposed to the work that I'm doing, it's when you're going to your job, corporate job in the morning, it's like, oh gosh, can't I call in sick?
How many
can
people
I just
feel
call
like
in
that?
sick? Can I call in sick? It will just take such a pressure off. I felt this way. I have never had a day like this because now I get up at 2 a.m. You know why? I get a thought. I get a download. I'm like, oh my God, this is what it means. This is how it connects. I get up. I'm in front of the computer. And that's how this book came about, right?
There you go.
And that's the difference. I mean, is it a pain in the butt to wake up at 2 a.m? Yeah. But I'd rather wake up for that than having to wake up in the morning thinking, gosh, I want to just call in sick and pretend I don't work.
Yeah, that's not existing the right way, is it? And I think, you're quite right in that, because we have it's said, and I believe it, that we have our creative time in the early hours of the morning, especially women. And it's good to tap into it. Most people are on a clock that they can't do that. They can't be awake in the early hours. They panic about that.
I've decided that
we can.
I might as well stay late, because I'm having a hard time falling asleep with all the different energies outside.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And
but if you've got an idea, go with it. That's the time, isn't it?
It's quiet, and that's when I can really, stuff just comes through.
That's your time, isn't it? Yeah.
So I do that. You constantly are working with that. What works today? What doesn't work today? Or what can I do today?
Well, this is knowing yourself, isn't it? And knowing your own body clock and how it works. And
exactly. And it's like, we kind of have, we have designed so many freaking systems to plan our life.
Yes. Yeah.
When we are planning our life, we're not living, because we're too busy planning it.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, get up at this time, do it this time. It's like a robotic way of living. One day is not like the one yesterday, or one today, or tomorrow, right? No. So it's really, this is Ayurveda. When I talk about healing your relationship with food, it's not okay, I'm going to give you this diet. It requires consciousness. It requires an ongoing wakefulness, that you're able to adjust to what your body needs. What's going on with you today? What's the time of the day? What's the season? What's available? So Ayurveda requires, you don't have to. It's the whole point is like to live a life awake.
Yes. Yeah.
The inner wakefulness. Not to live a robotic way. So now that's quite different from how, all we have done is created system after system after system after system.
Yeah.
And systems are good, but only for a limited time. They need continuous revision. I
think they need to evolve all the time, don't they? We don't get stuck in that.
That's why all the systems now are falling apart, because they're not working.
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it? It's happening everywhere, isn't it? So,
so
now you, like so many of us, are global. You work with clients all over the place, don't you? And I love that. So how can people find you? How can people get in touch with you? We are obviously together in the KS Media Group app. I know people can find you and me there. Is there anything in particular in the app that you'd like to point people at so they can look at and find for you?
Yes, in the app, you can schedule a complimentary consultation with me. It's 30 minutes. You can find that in the app. My website is ayurvedichealingcenter.com. And I also have a YouTube channel that I just started to work on a little bit ago. So there are free meditations and videos and podcasts that are released all the time. And KS Media Group app also has my 21 guided free meditations that people can listen to.
Lovely.
And so the KS Media app is really like a kind of a pocketbook website. Click the button and the information is there for you. It's wonderful. There's so many other, and you're going to find so many other treats, like so many other experts and influencers in the app, apart from just myself, and that you might like to connect with as well. So just ayurvedichealingcenter.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram as well. So
people can find you and connect.
People can find me.
You offer a call that they can talk to.
Absolutely.
That is lovely. I really love what you've shared with us today. You've given me a better understanding of what this is. And I love
thank you.
I love the way you're so passionate about what you do. I could talk to you forever, but we'll have to schedule another time for you to come and chat a bit more.
We'll have to go backstage.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much for what you've shared with us today. And I look forward to speaking to you again sometime.
Thank you so much, Nadine. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Calmer Self podcast. Please rate and review. And if you want support, advice, accountability and inspiration to make the changes you need to manage your stress and live your life with ease and joy, check out the Calmer Self Facebook page. There's also more information on LinkedIn, Nadine, award-winning changemaker, And please visit my website www.calmerself.co.uk.